141.
Well, here we are, Elliot. It's the night before the show, and everything appears to be perfectly working. How do you feel?
Pretty good. First of all, nothing ever perfectly works entirely. But I think if you look out at the site right now, the best compliment you can make is that it looks like a gig. I mean, when you consider a week and a half ago, this place had been laying idle for 4 years, had never been used. There was 7-foot high grass throughout the field and absolutely nothing else here. So it's been a long week and a lot of work, and it feels pretty good to look out over it and know that we did this all in a week and got it going. It's pretty amazing, actually. Especially when you look at, there are certain differences based upon the culture, and you look at the barricades, it looks more like a POW camp than it does crowd retention. But it's a real good feeling. This has been 2 years in the making, and tomorrow is the event itself.
Yeah. I saw guys over there walking around with shotguns. I mean, there's not even anybody in the audience yet. What do we have to fear?
Well, in actual fact, those security guys with the shotguns are here to guard the equipment overnight. Tomorrow it remains to be seen exactly the local security, how they come out. But so far we've been coordinating with them all week. We've been trying to impress upon them the fact that the best way to approach this is to be very low-key, not get too pushy. And the whole purpose of this is for the crowd to have a good time and be comfortable.
I see. So do you have any regrets?
Regrets? No, at this point. I mean, a couple of days ago I might have voiced a couple, but at this point it has come together. We're actually on schedule. The band is happy. I'm happy. The place looks great, and I think it's going to be a good show. I hope everybody enjoys it. It's a new experience for everybody here.
So how do you say rock and roll in Hindi?
Haven't figured that out yet. Maybe I'll learn that in the morning. I should learn that.
Okay. Any questions, Alan?
No. Crowd stops along that fence right there.
So that one little bit back there won't be...
Yeah, that's catering for VIPs and God knows what. We got tents everywhere. Excuse me. What?
I was just back in the production office. He was yelling at 5 different people at once about 5 different things.
He's very ambidextrous. Man with 5 mouths. I think, he's actually like one of those Hindi gods with the 12 arms, except he has 12 mouths. 2 arms, 12 mouths. But he was definitely needed this week. So everybody's come out real well. I mean, actually the team worked very well together. We got it done. Terrorized a lot of people, but they're all starting to understand why we terrorized them now, so that's good. It's all come together.
Even him.
Even him.
Okay.
Fishing village, exterior. Streets of Bombay. Correction, this will be wild sound of the fishing village. I'm taking a telephoto shot. Try it again. We're now outside the stadium. Next sound number, if we don't shoot wild, will be 144.
John,
148 head slate.
because we are little short of funds. So what we have decided is we're going to do all soft drinks only on cash. So nobody is going to get complimented because otherwise we will have an accounting problem. Now you tell me how much you need for backstage, or you tell only these two and only you will tell. Then they will
I'll
send
be
it.
handling that. Okay.
Why don't you tell them
These
now,
are the only
Sanjay?
We got 12 in there now.
You got
Yeah,
12
but I need
minutes.
another. I need
whatever
another.
you
I need.
need, whatever you need, only these two people and only you.
Yeah, I
Because
need another
then-
10 crates.
Why don't you put it in right
You
now?
just tell
No,
me.
but we'll give you cold at that time.
10. Salish knows where the store owner is.
You got cold there. Arrangement,
got cold
otherwise
now.
I'll give you cold at 8 o'clock.
No, I need 10 now.
Whatever you need.
Yeah, I need 10 more now.
But do
Two
we
of
have
each.
enough
And we
ice
did-
there?
Yeah, we've got enough.
But
ice.
lots
Yeah.
of ice coming at 3 and they have police
Actually,
have
Bhanu,
told
there's
us-
one more ice that we wanted. You know, for those ice cubes. Where did you get it
Perfect
from?
ice.
Okay,
Perfect
perfect
ice.
ice. We want arrangement,
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Can you talk to immediately?
We need something
How
like
much?
around
How much?
35, 40 kilos
Yeah, it's possible.
for consumption. This is for
But-
the crew and for the backstage.
But it will come around 5, 6 o'clock. Huh?
That's fine.
Yeah, but
That's-
there
you
has
must
to
allow
be
it
something.
in. That's
In
why I
a-
said you allow one car inside.
Okay, over there.
Anywhere but one vehicle.
Over there.
Yeah.
You know, which can do this kind of running around.
Okay, fine. We'll get you the pass.
Yeah, you give
Give
me
it to him. Get you the red
pass
pass for that.
Give it for one car.
Yeah.
And that car.
And
any
all these things can
emergency-
be any emergencies, like short of.
Yeah, but keep the car
Yeah.
facing the gate, okay?
Wherever
Okay,
you
fine. You just tell me
You tell us
that
where you want.
how it is to
See,
be
it
kept,
is
and
only
we'll
meant
do
for
that.
you emergency to run around this kind of arrangements. That's
Okay,
all.
fine, fine.
We don't want it for us. Our arrangements are all made.
All made.
And police
Have
have
we
told
got
us. Police have told us that they're going to get
plastic
another truck.
glasses?
Yeah,
yeah,
paper cups
everything.
for
Paper
soft
cups
drinks.
you
Nobody
have?
Yes,
gets
yes.
bottle.
No bottle.
Can you get some extra paper cups also?
That's
We need.
what
I
You
told you
don't,
about
you
this.
don't worry about it.
We need 10,000.
So just talk to me, Elliot. Tell me about it. Well, it all started or something.
Well, basically, it all started about almost exactly 2 years ago when Venkat Vardhan approached us with an idea to bring a Western-style concert into India. In fact, the original idea was to do it in a number of cities in India, which we've pared it down to just a show in Bombay. And the concept was to do a show to benefit charity over here with corporate sponsorship. And it took 2 years to put together for a variety of reasons. Number one, there's a perception problem with getting groups to agree to come to India with the lack of production services that are here, etc. And also the general view in the Western world of India, the uneducated view, is of jungles and elephants, and it's hard for people to comprehend coming here to put on a rock and roll concert. And once we got over that hump and got a band to agree to come, all the production problems continued, or ensued, shall we say. and a lot of those were caused by just basically cultural differences, to use your own say.
Okay, say that part about cultural differences
yeah.
and stuff that you're playing with.
I'm sorry, I wanted to turn it off. Okay.
A lot of difficulty of getting the band.
Difficulties involved with getting a band to agree to come over here. Number one, there are financial difficulties. We're trying to keep it cheap. We had to find a band who is willing to do it for a charity. And there's also a fear to a degree of coming over here, and bands want to be able to present themselves in the same way that they do in the Western Hemisphere. And it's hard for them to comprehend of putting on that type of show here without the... Okay. I'm warming up.
Without the what?
What?
ठीक आप लोगों को ये यूरोप का ग्रुप जो आया है ये गाने का आप लोगों को मालूम है स्टेडियम पे ये अंधेरी स्टेडियम अंधेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स स्पोर्ट्स कॉम्प्लेक्स में आप लोगों को नहीं मालूम है आप लोग जाएंगे नहीं जाएंगे आप लोग
जाएंगे जाएंगे
जाएंगे ना?
जाएंगे यस
अच्छा आज शुरू है आज से 8 बजे से शुरू है
हम लोग जाते हैं सर
सब कोई जाते हैं आज जाएंगे आप लोग
हाँ जाएंगे
सब जाएंगे ओके पैसा लगता है
पैसा वहाँ टिकट का लगेगा यहाँ नहीं लगेगा ना
उधर का टिकट लगेगा
यहाँ लेने में नहीं लगेगा यहाँ अभी सामने आके बात करो कुछ नहीं ले लेंगे यहाँ फ्री पास में है आ जाओ
arrangement for free for free passes.
There's no free passes. You got to buy a ticket from them.
We are some mill worker no here. They are poor. They can't able to go there.
So you have to go and ask them for complimentary tickets.
Arrangement for the free of ticket. We are coming.
You'll have to come in the evening, but by 8 o'clock
Where?
at the Andheri Complex Stadium.
कॉम्प्लेक्स स्टेडियम
हाँ
ओके
ओके ओके ओके
Can you say, hello America, I want my MTV?
कोई किसी इंग्लिश आता थोड़ा बहुत हाँ इंग्लिश आता किसी को
कालूं बड़ा इंग्लिश देता ना बोला कालूं के बोला
बोलो हेलो
हेलो
अमेरिका
अमेरिका
I want
आई वांट
my N
माय एन
TV.
टीवी
Say it here. Look here and say it.
फिर से बोलो
बोल.
हेलो
हेलो अमेरिका आई वांट टुमारो
my
माइन
N TV.
एन टीवी
Okay, say it again. Look right here and say it again.
बोल. बगुन बोल.
हेलो अमेरिका आई वांट माइन एन टीवी
Okay, do it again. Okay, do it again.
You
Do
look
it again. Do it again.
hello America I want NTV
Yeah, good. Okay, again.
hello America I want mind NTV TV okay
Thank you.
Thank you.
Roll?
Yeah, okay, stand by and anytime.
Well, basically, over the last 2 years, I've been over here 3 separate times before this trip to try and work out all the logistics and advance this show. And the way it's worked out, I insisted on bringing in a full production staff, not as large as I would have hoped. We were trying to keep the numbers of people down, to keep costs down. Brought in a staff of about 6 people plus the technicians. And when we got in last week, we realized that in fact, pretty much all of the information I had gotten over the last year and a half, 2 years, every time I'd come over, was very inaccurate. An example of that is the stage. I had been told that there was no metal scaffolding in this country that could be used. The stage would be made out of teak or bamboo, and the first day we were here, metal scaffolding showed up. So we had to roll with the punches. There's a lot of cultural differences in the way they treat crowd control and security, which we have to take into account. And we've also been trying to educate the Indians in the best way to afford a good show to the audience, and make it comfortable for them, and not make it seem like a police gathering.
I noticed that there are a lot of fences and partitions throughout the whole thing. Would you talk about that and the strategy behind that? And how that's
Well,
different?
basically, first of all, you have a very different concept of barricading over here than you do in the States. There seems to be less concern with sight lines, and in fact, to a large degree, it's more very much containment rather than crowd control, and there's a fine line of difference between the two, which, because there haven't been many events or any events of this kind in Bombay before, this is all very new to the local people trying to set it up. As you can see, if we get some shots of the stadium, some of the barricades dividing the different prices of ticket holders, with the ticket holders paying different prices, are 8-foot high bamboo fences with chain link fence stretched between bamboo. This is not something that we'd ever do in either the States or Europe. Quite frankly, audiences over there would be offended by it, but apparently here it's a different case. It's quite possible that over the course of the years, if we bring more concerts in and there's more activity of this sort here, they'll be coming around and handling the crowds the same way we do. But for now, there has to be some compromise between what they're used to doing here and their feeling, and what we're used to doing. But we've been trying to make it a comfortable situation for the audience. I mean, that's why we're here. They should have fun. Prompt me a little.
Talk a little bit about how you met Venkat, since I've talked to him on the film, and I can connect you guys, and the whole idea that this was going to be the first show of its kind, and it almost was, or something like that.
Well, Venkat was actually the brainchild of this whole situation. Venkat, who works in advertising and promotion over here in India, came up with the idea after working with Pride India, the charity behind the show. He had brought in other types of shows in the past, fashion shows and things like that, which toured India to raise money for Pride India. And he had the idea and approached Pride India of presenting a Western-style big rock and roll outdoor show in Bombay. And the real key to it was to not try and compromise too much on the quality of the presentation, to put it on exactly as if it was being done in either the States or Europe, the normal venues where this sort of thing would be presented. And we've tried to hold true to that, and I think we've come really close. I mean, as far as the stage and the production, it's definitely there. Some of the crowd situations and conditions are slightly different, but as I said before, it's a compromise between what the people are used to here and what we're used to in the West.
Good.
151.
Okay, Elliot.
Okay. Well, basically, as you look out over the stadium, a week and a half ago, the stadium had been laying idle for 4 years after it was constructed. We had 7-foot high grass all through the stadium floor, which was cut down and burned. And when we came here last, I guess it was just a little over a week ago, we landed at the airport at midnight and immediately came over here out of curiosity more than anything to see what we were going to have to deal with. And there was one lone bulldozer at the end where the stage was going to go, bulldozing down the dirt level in the dark. And since that time, basically in the last 8 days, all of this has been put up, which is an amazing feat considering that nobody here had ever done it before. Nobody understood the logistics involved, and nobody really understood all of our ranting and raving and why we were asking for what we were asking for. And in fact, just yesterday I was speaking with the staging contractor, and he realizes now why we were yelling, even though he was totally terrorized for the last week by all of us. It was just the sort of situation where they had no comprehension. They've never done something like this before. They didn't understand the type of crowd control we had to do, and they didn't understand the medium that we were trying to present, which is quite normal for us. But I tried to pick a staff of people that would be understanding of that and at the same time be aggressive enough to get done what we had to get done. And we're up to the point. This is the day of show, and there's the opening act, which is a group called Rock Machine, a local Indian rock band, and they're getting ready to do their sound check, and pretty soon the tale will be told. In a couple hours, doors open, and sales have been good. We should have a full house, over 50,000 people.
Nice, Elliot. All right, let's try this.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, should I wait until that dies?
Go ahead.
One of the interesting things about this show is that we're all sitting here, and the fact that there is going to be such a large audience. We're all of the crew that I've brought in, including myself, is very curious as to what the audience is going to be like. Not so much as their reaction, because I think worldwide everybody in the music business has found out that bottom line, people come to see the music and they end up enjoying it. But from the standpoint of what class, middle class, lower class, upper class, one of the hardest cultural differences in doing something like this here in India is that you go from such extremes. You drive through horrible slums and walk into a beautiful, outrageously nice hotel. And then you come to a stadium where you're putting up $1.5 million worth of equipment to put on a rock and roll concert. And some of the laborers on the site are making 20 rupees a day, which is about the equivalent of $1.30. And it's just, there's such an extreme between both ends of the spectrum here. And it's really hard to say what kind of people are going to be here. I think no matter what kind they are, they're going to end up enjoying it. At least I hope so. That's the goal.
So do you have anything that's philosophical to say about how rock and roll can be played here and people want to hear it even though their culture is so totally different?
Well, I think there's something to be said for the fact that you'll probably have a lot of people here who are here just because it's an event, not necessarily because they wanted to come see a rock and roll show. Although one can only hope that at the end of it all, they'll wind up enjoying it because it is what it is, not because just it's an event and it's something to go to with a lot of people. The approach to security here is very interesting. I mean, in most places outside of India, where there normally are shows, you don't have police, uniformed police inside the stadium. And in fact, up until 2 days ago, we weren't supposed to have that. But as you can see by looking around, we have quite a presence by the police. It's hard to say whether they're just paranoid about the crowds or whether they just want to see the show themselves. I bet it's a little bit of both. That's normal. Huh? A lot of comps, yes. A lot of complimentary tickets to all the officials. There is a vast and very complex bureaucracy in this country, which has to be dealt with to do anything. In fact, it's been said to me that without the connection to a charity, which opens certain doors and cuts through certain red tape, it would be virtually impossible to put up something like this at this point in time in India.
Okay. So we'll talk about what you know, and just tell us a little bit about the history of Pride India and what it is and how it originated.
It's like long time it has been there now, though we are very young.
What you're talking about. Say
Pride India.
155.
Okay, so just tell me about Pride India and where it came from.
How the word came in.
Just tell me about Pride India. What is it?
Pride India stands for Planning Rural Urban Integrated Development through Education.
Yes.
The base.
Market? So please tell me, Mrs. Kadre, why are you doing this?
I think it's more for the care for the children that I have all over the world, really, and not just in India and third world countries. I like to see a smile on every child's face. Anything I can do for that to happen, I would love to do that. And I think that's how we started our organization, Pride India. We started off with our handicapped children from the slums, as I was involved in other organizations earlier, and I used to go and see the kids in the slums. And we have started a lot of schools in the slums as well. But some of the children who came to these schools did not have any expressions on their faces, while some of the kids sang and danced. So I wondered who these kids were, and we found out that they were either deaf or dumb, or they were MR, the mentally retarded, or they were undernourished and had no energy or strength to even understand as to what's happening in the normal school for the children. And that's the time I thought it's high time now that we must have special schools for special kids, as I call them, because they are really very special children. And over the years, now that we are 6 years old today, almost over 6 years, it encourages me to see the children, how they've improved from their physical health, mental health. I think it encourages me a lot to do more and more for them. And that's how we have this concert today. I thought I would be able to raise a lot more funds by having a concert as we are having today. And the funds that we are going to raise out of these concerts, we hope to put up a hospital for the children. It's for early identification of handicapped children, which is not at all in our country today. I mean, there are hospitals and hospitals, but they don't have any special hospitals only for the kids. And that also all the kids who come from hutments, from the slums. And I think
third? Yes. Okay. Tell me about the villages and the shift from the cities to the...
yeah, it's very interesting how we went into the interiors of our state, all the villages. I'm sure you've gone around, Bombay, and you've seen so many slums and so many people waiting on the streets, on the roads, little kids. I must tell you a little bit about it, how they come in. I think it's the hunger in them that brings them to town, because our villages are getting more and more unagriculturous. The culture is just disappearing from there. And I think it's high time, I thought, that instead of paying all our attention in the urban, it's like giving them an aspirin for a while, then letting go of them. I thought the main problem of the whole thing is really in the villages. If the villages were developed in the way that they have to, the people won't move out from there to the urban slums. So what we started doing there was started with the education for the young kids, and I always say that the preschool centers that we started in the interiors in the villages, I use that as a springboard for all the other activities that we have started for the older people and the development of the child. Education, health, economic development programs. And I think I really feel that education is so important for everybody in life. And I think I get a lot of encouragement from the people in the villages. Our adult education centers which are there now with women, they are so encouraging. No matter what they do, in the middle of the night we have our adult education, listening classes at about 11, 12. They all want to come there. And they all feel that it's a very, very special thing happening to them. And now after 6 years, I find that all the kids are attending their school, while earlier it was just 25% of them attending school, but now we have almost 100% attending school because they're understanding the importance of education in their lives. So I think it's a great, great encouragement for me. And agriculturally, again, we're doing very well. Economic development programs are doing well. But still, I feel the funds that we're going to raise from here, I would like to have really a health center in every village, if I can. And then we want to start little kitchenette centers in every village for nutritive, cheap food, I think which everybody can afford, because most of the people, after they come back home from the agricultural activities, they are so tired that they hardly get time to cook for themselves. So I thought these little, yeah.
58.
Okay, we were talking about the kitchens. I think it's a very important event that's going to take place in the villages for all the villagers who come home so late from home after doing their work that they hardly get to have a one square meal. And we're going to make sure that these kitchens, they do have a very nutritive, cheap food for everybody in the villages. And yeah, I think it's going to really help me expand into more areas in my state and in India also. And the concert will help me to achieve all the objectives which I've just mentioned for our organization. And at the same time, I think this is an opening also for all the other big shows from abroad to come into our country. Is that all?
Mannequins, sound 159.
Did you get that straightened out at the VIP area? Did you straighten that out with the police about the buses? No.
Where are you now? I see where you are. Good. Down. Down, 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 down.
They don't need to reverse them, they can just pull straight in. Straight in.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
It's on 160. Move out!
Hey, yeah.
Good. Okay. Up the ramp. Come on. Good. Just like that. Good. Okay. No. Lift. Lift.
आपला कुळा सारखं वर जरा अजून
Up the ramp. Oh. Lift. Everybody lift. Yeah. That's it. That's close enough. Okay.
Go on.
त्याला काय मारत आहे इधर हाथ लगाओ खड़ा मत थांबा तुम्ही इधर हाथ लगाओ इधर हाथ लगाओ
Hey, the next two trucks that come in?
Yeah, they're already present.
Okay, we'll put them over here. And then this one, pull them up about 10 feet.
How's it going, Ron?
Just great.
Yeah?
I really like it here in India.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that you'd like to do more shows here?
I'd like to be the Indian production manager. I wish I could do every show that came to India.
Now, I know that you're a man who's traveled the world and done many shows in many places. So, how does doing a show in India compare with those other situations?
Oh, it's much easier to do it here. It's much cleaner. The laborers are a lot more experienced. It's just a comfortable, easy place to work.
Thank you.
get some shots of Ron tying his shoelace.
They caught me being sarcastic. So how unusual for me.
So tell me how much you hated them.
I'm glad they're recording.
I hate this place more than any place I've ever been, and I've been every place.
And why do you hate it?
It's disgusting, it's filthy, it smells, and I hate the food.
Will you ever eat in an Indian restaurant in New York again?
No, I will never go to anything that has anything to do with India. I won't do anything that has the colors of India.
You sound like a man who's right on the edge of exhaustion.
And a nervous breakdown.
Well, thank you.
This is a truck.
Yeah, that's fine. One more.
Oh God.
One seven two.
Cigarettes? No cigarettes, please.
No, we haven't heard.
No cigarettes, please. How many? 5. Just hello. Who they are? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 is gone already. No cigarettes, please.
All at the same time. Keith?
Well,
Here you are, Elliot. What's happening? Got anything to say?
pretty weird.
Keith, I got him coming in now. You ought to be getting him pretty soon.
As many cops as there are kids. They're patting him down. Full frisk. It's not just like opening the jacket. Full frisk. This ain't America.
Everybody coming in.
Yeah, everybody. Entire audience. Right, Jim?
That's right. Everybody, huh?
VIPs?
Any what?
And the
Are they
VIPs?
frisking VIPs?
No. The VIPs are just going to be looked at, sort of looked over.
this group will be frisked completely.